Hello, mixtresses and mixters. This is Mixtressrae, and you're watching Mixtress Video. I'm back. I have a complicated relationship with whether or not I want to be on the service called YouTube.com, but right now, and I reserve the right to change my mind, as per always, I am a Libra Sun and Libra Rising. I can always change my mind and often do. For now, I am gonna maybe be here, but anyway, I have complicated feelings on that, and I might put that at the end of the video, but overall, this video is just sort of, it's a response to Julie's recent video, Peekaboo Rose. Her recent video that was like something along the lines of what's bringing me joy lately, which I understand is kind of also a VR to other people doing stuff like this. I mean, we kind of have to find joy where we can right now, right? Always. And I am doing okay as far as like being able to find joy. I am finding coping mechanisms that are kind of working for me. So I thought I would share some of that with you guys today. And it's just a favorites video. It's kind of like my favorites so far in the first half of 2025. So I thought, here we go. Let's do this, right? Hi, how are you? I hope you're well. What have you been enjoying lately? What books, movies, TV shows, what escapism are you employing in this year of our Lord 2025? Whatever you gotta do, as long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as it's all between consenting adults, do what you gotta do. I feel like I should just show this. I pulled this card today for my patrons over on Patreon on our weekly reading. Yeah, we're choosing the path of pleasure right now. As long as it's, yeah, again, as long as you're not hurting anybody, do what you got to do to be happy right now, you know, really. So I'm just going to show you some of my favorite things from the year. You can see what some of them are already. First of all, I just have to show off this cute little, it's like epoxy, I think. There was we have like this neighborhood flea market that is like once a month that just started this year, and the only time I've been able to go, because I usually work on Saturdays, the only time I've been able to go, Michael bought me this because I love birds and I love glitter. It's got like little palm trees and flowers in it. I love purple, I love birds, and I love glitter. So it's gorgeous. I kind of want you to be able to see it in all its glory. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So that's one thing. What order do I want to go in here? The main thing that has been keeping me afloat this year isn't every year. I've said this like probably several times on this channel, but it's just one of the truest facts about me, so it bears repeating. If I'm listening to music, I'm okay. It's kind of, music is sort of a necessity for me in the way that like I need kind of a constant drip of it. It's kind of my antidepressant. And if I am in a space where I'm not listening to a lot of music, that usually means I'm not okay. So I have been imbibing, like the main number one thing bringing me joy in 2025 is not only music, but specifically music with high BPMs, dance music, DJ remixes, etc. This Friday, a whole remix album of last year's Cure record, Songs of a Lost World. It's going to be called Mixes of a Lost World, is coming out this Friday. I have no doubt that about 2/3 to 3/4 of it is going to be trash, but some of that trash I'm going to really enjoy. I love a good remix. I actually have a playlist on this here iPod. I suppose I could show you that as sort of a visual of what I'm talking about here. Let me find it. I have many different folders of playlists. I think it's under genre. No. Okay, maybe it's mood. Mood and genre are too similar. I should probably combine those folders. Remixalicious. Okay, I have this playlist. I usually don't allow myself to have playlists that are this long, but basically every remix that I discover in my own music library, or that I add to my music library that I really, really like, I add to this playlist. And this is great. This is wonderful. This is all happy, happy remix, dancey music, and I love it. It definitely needs to be longer. But if you've tuned into Mixtress Radio at all in 2025, I have been listening to a lot. I have been playing a lot of dance remixes. Two of my favorites right now, I'll just kind of like show you. This one by Yasmin Hamdan is from this year, and it is incredible. Highly recommend. This one from Orbital is a re-recording of their song from like the 80s that was called Deeper. It has, the basic thing about this song is that it's like a hypnotic meditation vocal. So it's got like somebody saying, relax, think of yourself as part of the furniture. I'm going to count down from 10, you know, that kind of thing. So it's like a hypnosis meditation vocal spoken word over the backdrop of, if you know Orbital, they're like, you know, electronica, techno, trance, one of the OGs. But anyway, this is their song from like the 80s, but they redid it this year with a re-recording of the vocal by Tilda Swinton. So it is incredible, and I really love it. And so that's one of the ones that I've been listening to a lot and playing on my radio show. Just other examples of good remixes right here, in case you're interested. I did get into Brat. I had a Brat winter. Like, I came to it late, but I fell in love with it, and I think it's just really great club throwback music, and that is what I've been listening to this year. These are just a couple of CDs that I've bought this year. I just bought this one this last week. Get the party going on the dance floor, because that's where the party's at, and you find out if you do that. Oh, I love it. Just bought this, and oh, okay, here. Do you guys remember Party Girl? This week, I think it was June, or no, it was last week. It was last week, June 3rd, Tuesday, June 3rd, was the 30-year anniversary of this movie premiering on the internet. 1995. It was the first movie ever to premiere on the internet. And of course it was like a very low frame rate, black and white. Like, I'm sure it was kind of difficult to enjoy it as a viewing of a movie, but how did this happen? I was at like a local physical media store, and this movie has been on my wish list for a while, but it's been hard to find. But I just happened to, so I just like look for it every time I'm like in a DVD store or whatever, and I found it. And it was a super old copy, like super scratched up, but it played perfectly. And it just reminded me how much I love this movie. If you guys have never seen it, I don't know if it's got to be streaming somewhere, but I don't know if it is. If it's not, it's worth buying it on DVD so you can see it. It is Parker Posey is, this is the soundtrack obviously, but Parker Posey is a party girl. She's in her 20s, she doesn't know what she wants to do with her life, and she ends up getting a job at a library. So this movie has everything. It has drag queens, it has librarians, like fully doing speeches about the Dewey Decimal System and how, yeah, it's everything. There's montages with club music and her shelving books in a library. So if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't seen it in a while, it holds up. Immediately after buying the movie, I knew I wanted the soundtrack because it has a lot of, like, I mean, you can see the track list on here if you're interested. I hope you can see it. It has a lot of, like, obscure club music from the 80s and 90s. I would say, like, this is a lot of stuff that I did not have elsewhere, and this is a genre that I'm pretty familiar with. So I knew I wanted to buy the soundtrack, so I found it on eBay. And again, like, you can see, like, it's, yeah, it's so scratched. It is so scratched. I don't know if you can tell, probably not, but it still plays perfectly. It's like water damaged. This CD has been through it since 1995 when it came out. 30-year-old CD right there. This one also, this one's even older, because this one's from 1989. Anyway, so the number one thing, oh my god, I'm still on the number one thing that's keeping me alive in 2025. Keeping me alive in 2025. The number one thing is music, and it's dance music. And anyway, tune in every Friday from 7 to 10 Central Time. Link is in the description. Let me know if you have any requests. It is my favorite thing that I do, and I do it every week. And if you're interested too in checking out my radio show and you can't tune in at the time that it's on, I have archives of my radio show on my Patreon. It's for any free patrons, so you can just go to my Patreon and become a free patron, and usually Saturday or Sunday, I upload the archives of the radio show from the Friday before. So I am having such a good time with my radio show this year because I have some friends that have been listening, and they text me while they're listening, and I play requests for them, and like we just dance all night, and it's every Friday night. It is a beautiful thing, and it is keeping me alive in 2025. So that's why I have CDs here and iPod, because like this thing is with me. Like, oh, here's another good one. Oh my god. This Gold Dust Woman remix by Solar Flare, the Shatter Your Illusion remix. Really good. Is it playing? Yes. Okay, let's pause it. It doesn't need to be playing. So iPod's always keeping me alive, but especially in 2025. I guess this is also related. This is another music player. I also have, like, you guys, I kind of have a collection at this point. I have 4 Apple iPods and 1 digital audio player. This is the other thing I wanted to show you, which is, I've definitely talked about this before on this channel, but Soma FM, particularly the station Dark Zone, the darker side of deep ambient music for staring into the abyss. This is my favorite Soma FM station. I recently bought a Bluetooth receiver for my hi-fi stereo setup, so I can Bluetooth anything I want to, like, my old school. I have like a 70s stereo that makes me incredibly happy. And so now one of my inputs is Bluetooth in my 70s stereo. Since Bluetooth, you guys, have you ever heard of Bluetooth? Recently, I have embraced it. I am a late adopter to Bluetooth technology in general because in the beginning it just sounded like fucking shit to me. But it has improved so much in the last few years that it sounds good to me now. So I've recently bought a Bluetooth receiver for my stereo. I just bought my first pair of Bluetooth headphones. Technically not my first pair, but my first pair of over-ear Bluetooth headphones, because I've never gotten along with the in-ear ones. They're just too big. But I bought my first pair of over-ear Bluetooth headphones just this last week, and they really should be here maybe in the favorites list, but they just aren't that cute to look at. Because I just got some like cheap older model. I had to get them in black, even though black is boring. Because they didn't have interesting colors of the ones that were the budget option that I wanted to get. Anyway, I have embraced Bluetooth this year, so that's all related because that's all music related. Highly recommend Soma FM just in general. They have many different stations of, radio in general. It's still cool, guys. Even terrestrial radio, even FM radio, like, do it. Enjoy it. Listen to it. Any way you can get music into your ear holes, do it. Whatever music you like, love it, whatever it is, dance. Don't worry about what you look like, because I guarantee you I look just as dumb, if not more dumb, than you do when you dance. But I can get people on the dance floor because of my sheer enthusiasm. Okay. Music. Okay. Let's move on from music. Actually, no, we're not ready to move on from music because my books, there's an overlap. I read this book this year, Hounds of Love by Leah Cardos. These 33 and a third books, if you've never heard of them, they're just like these little baby books that are like music journalism, music criticism, essentially, like of surrounding one particular album. So this one's Kate Bush's Hounds of Love, obviously, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. And this book, oh my god, this is one that I like pre-ordered and read it as soon as it came out. And I mean, I love reading books about music because I love books and I love music. So it's no surprise that I would love a book like this. And I own several of these 33 and a third series books, and I highly recommend them. You can just look at them on thrift books or whatever as a collection, and then just, buy one that's talking about one of your favorite albums, and it's great. Anyway, so I highly recommend this book series in general, but this book in particular, like, oh man, it deepened my love of this album. This is one of my top 5 albums of all time, and I really had a moment when I was reading this book, because I was reading this book and listening to the album repeatedly as I was reading the book, and it just, sometimes criticism of your favorite art can really fuck it up for you, but sometimes it deepens your love of that thing, and this was one of those times that deepened my love. And so this is like the first or second book that I read this year, and just totally loved it. And that kind of segues into my other favorite book I've read so far this year, Monsters, A Fan's Dilemma by Claire Diederer, however you say that. A work of deep thought and self-scrutiny that honors the impossibility of the book's mission. Go ahead, she tells us. Love what you love. It excuses no one. What do we do with the art of monstrous men? So this is kind of the eternal question, like, how do you separate the art from the artist? I guess that doesn't really relate to this, but it's about music, or, this is about, like, I was just saying, like, criticism sometimes ruins the art. And that kind of does relate to, like, how do you separate the art from the artist, right? This book is incredible. It is kind of literary as far as how it's written. I bought it after reading it, so I don't have any like highlighted parts. I want to reread it actually like this year. But the way that she sort of, and there's no answer to that question, right? Like, sometimes you can separate art from artist and sometimes you can't. And it's just a highly personal, highly subjective question that, like, it depends on so many different factors, right? Sometimes, like, when one of your favorite authors or artists or creative individuals is just an irredeemable human being, sometimes you can still enjoy that art and sometimes you fucking can't. And the way that she talks about this is just like, I've been wanting this book for so long and I'm glad it exists. And I haven't read anything else by this author, but it's very well written. It's some of it's just like prose. It's like beautiful. Let me read you some of the back, just because I'm terrible at this shit. In this unflinching, deeply personal book, Claire Dederer asks, can we love the work of Hemingway, Polanski, Woody Allen, Miles Davis, or Picasso? Should we love it? How do we balance our undeniable moral outrage with our equally undeniable love of the work? In an age when the monstrousness of human behavior is on constant display, how do we retain our connection to the films, music, and books that have made us feel most alive? This brilliant and electrifying book expands on Dederer's instantly viral essay, What Do We Do with the Art of Monstrous Men?, which shaped the conversation about art and morality in the psychic theater of public condemnation. Yeah, it's fucking good. It's fucking good. And if this is like a subject that is fascinating to you, and you also like literary writing, like, I don't know if literary writing is the right term to use, but just like writing that's pretty. You like a gorgeously constructed sentence, a well-written, like, this is not a person that got offered a book deal because they're an influencer or something. You know, this person knows how to fucking write. So, incredible. These are my top 2 books that I've read so far this year, I would say. There's another one that I did not get out. Night Bitch by Rachel Yoder. Would also recommend that one. I should just get it, right? I should just get it. You guys can wait for 3 seconds. I know exactly where it is. I wish I could pause my video. My old Samsung phone, I used to be able to do it, but I can't do it on the other devices that I have access to now. Night Bitch. Woo! Rachel Yoder. This one is incredible as well. Wily and unrestrained, Yoder sees a new way into the baser kinks of our animal selves. The ineffable bodily transformation of a woman into a mother. What is fiction for, if not, what is fiction for, if not blowing life up into the freakish myth it appears to be? Yeah. This is really good too. So yeah, these are like, I think I read all 3 of these books in like the first few months of the year and love the shit out of all 3 of them. So these would probably be my top 3 so far this year. I also reread, I'm doing these kind of out of order of like how I stacked them, but whatever. I also reread the Hunger Games series this year. I listened to the entire trilogy, the original trilogy, on audiobook read by Tatiana Maslany. Would highly recommend. It was my first time actually successfully being able to listen to a fiction book on audiobook. I just can't normally do fiction on audiobook personally, but because I really have to like the author's, the narrator's voice. And I love Tatiana Maslany. So I think she was an incredible voice for the Hunger Games series specifically. So I would highly recommend that if you're at all interested in rereading the books. And then, I didn't know this when I started rereading it, but the timing worked out perfectly. I finished the trilogy, and then did I listen to that one too? No, I think I read the one that was about snow that came out a few years ago. I had never read that one, and it was okay. And then as soon as I finished that one, the new book about Haymitch, from Haymitch's perspective, from his Hunger Games, came out. It just came out this year, Sunrise on the Reaping, and that one was really fucking good, you guys. If you've been thinking about reading it, I think it's good. I'm gonna buy it at some point. So this is just like a visual representation of Sunrise on the Reaping, which is probably the fourth best book I've read this year. Because eventually because I have the three from the original trilogy in this nice hardback, so I'm gonna buy Sunrise on the Reaping in hardback, but I'm gonna wait until the price goes down a little bit, because I'm not about to pay $25 for a book. I'm too broke for that. But yeah, I would recommend Sunrise on the Reaping if you like the Hunger Games series. Getting to hear Haymitch's perspective, his story is really, I mean, it's fucking dark and heartbreaking, but that's the kind of fiction that I like. Usually needs to be pretty damn dark, which is a good segue into, this is a visual representation of the TV show Interview with the Vampire that now has 2 seasons, and it's on AMC, which is a weird one, but it's worth it, in my opinion, to do the free trial and watch that series if you haven't done it yet and you're mildly interested. It is really fucking good. There is going to be a 3rd season that's going to be, I think it's going to be based on the events in Queen of the Damned, which is my favorite Anne Rice Vampire Chronicles book. I think, I don't know, I think it's coming out next year though. But season 2 of Interview with the Vampire, just finished watching it, and it's fucking incredible. The casting of Lestat, I think the actor's name is Sam Reed, I want to say. Don't quote me on that, but he's the best casting of Lestat that we've ever had. Fuck Tom Cruise, fuck Stuart Townsend, although the movie Queen of the Damned, do not tell me it is bad, because I fucking love it, and I will never stop loving it. I love it unapologetically, because there will never be a better Akasha than Aaliyah. Never. That being said, the casting that they've done so far on this TV show has been fucking amazing. The guy that plays Armand, I don't know his name. It's Assad. I don't know I can't remember his last name. But look him up. The guy that's playing Armand I have a total crush on him. He is so cute. He just has the most beautiful face. It's the perfect casting for Armand, and I loved Antonio Banderas as much as the next guy. His very schlocky performance in the movie of Interview with the Vampire from the 90s was great, but from now on, when I reread the Vampire Chronicles, Armand is going to be this guy from the TV show, Assad something or other. Fuck. I'm gonna look it up so I'm not the worst here. Armand TV series. Oh, nope. Wasn't in the search box. I'm so excited, I can't type. Assad Zaman. He's incredible. He is fucking incredible. And the guy that plays Lestat, also incredible. Okay, what I would love is for the guy that plays Lestat, okay, fine, I'll look that up too. Jesus. Sam Reed, it is Sam Reed. Okay, I was saying it right. Sam Reed. What I really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want Sam Reed to read the audiobooks of Vampire Chronicles. Because his voice, oh my god, his voice is so deep and beautiful and seductive. They're doing a real sexy job. It's so gay, it's so violent, it's this adaptation of just the Vampire Chronicles in general that they're doing with this AMC Interview with the Vampire series is incredible. And I'm glad that it's gonna keep going. I'm a little nervous about how they're gonna cast Akasha, because she's my favorite character, the Queen of the Damned. I love her. I know I'm not supposed to love her because she's kind of a misandrist. But anyway, the TV series is making me want to read the books again. So I already owned this one, but I bought on Thrift Books in the last 2 weeks, I've bought several of the other Vampire Chronicles. And I'm going to be reading them this year, perhaps. Because now that I have this beautiful Assad Zaman. I'm going back. Assad Zaman. It's beautiful Assad Zaman playing Armand. Now that I have his face in my head, I'm going to read the Vampire Armand again. And I think I'm gonna like Lestat. As a character, I didn't really ever fall in love with Lestat because I'm almost positive I saw the movie Interview with the Vampire before I ever started reading the Vampire Chronicles, because that movie came out when I was 11, so I would have been Kirsten Dunst's age. I think I'm slightly younger than her even. So Louis being Brad Pitt, fine. I love the new Louis as well in the TV series. They totally changed him, and I love it. I mean, his personality's the same, but his look is completely different, and I think that's perfect, the way that they chose to adapt that. Yeah, I just think now that I have the right visualization of... Because this is a problem with me when I read fiction. I don't actually read fiction that often because I think I have... I'm not great at visualizing things. So I have a hard time, orienting myself inside fiction universes. I have a hard time translating words on a page to pictures in my mind. It just, I don't know. My imaginator is broken. I don't know. So it actually helps me to have a visual already when I'm going into a book. A fiction book, it also really helps me to know what is going to happen in a fiction book before I read it in general. Unless it's a simpler story, I guess. But, so yeah, I think I'm gonna have a good time rereading the Vampire Chronicles, perhaps. Okay, one more book. This one I am still reading, The Woodwife by Terry Windling. And I'll show you my cute I love a pun. I made this myself. I probably have shown you guys that bookmark before. But this is the one that I'm currently reading, and it's about the desert, and it's about fairies, and it's about animism. And I've heard that it's out of print, but I found it very easily and for cheap on thrift books, so it wasn't hard to find. It was recommended by a friend. I very, very selfishly, she said that one of the main character, Maggie, reminds her of me, and that was enough for me to want to read it because I'm very self-involved. But it's really good. Let's see. An extraordinary tale of wild desert magic. Leaving behind her fashionable West Coast life, Maggie Black comes to the southwestern desert to pursue her passion and her dreams. Her mentor, the acclaimed poet Davis Cooper, has mysteriously died in the canyons east of Tucson, bequeathing her his estate and the mystery of his life and death. So, I don't know, have I ever talked about this on my channel? I'm incredibly obsessed with, I think that's my Michael texting me because he just got home, and I don't want to stop recording. I am very, like, the first time I ever went to the desert, I was on a road trip from Southwest Missouri to Las Vegas. And it was like one of those, like, it took us 2 weeks to get there because we were like stopping and staying with family and like doing things. And I just heard a weird sound somewhere in my house. So we went through the Painted Desert and the Saguaro National Forest and New Mexico, and I just felt at home in those places. When I'm traveling, like, I don't want to go to culturally interesting places. I want to go to naturally interesting places. So that was just, it changed me forever, being in the desert. And this book, so far I'm like a little over halfway, is really capturing the desert vibes, and there's some fairy stuff happening, and I'm not super interested in like the guy that died and like why he died or not. Like, I'm not super interested in that mystery, but that doesn't seem to be the main point of the book. The main point of the book seems to be more about the characters and the land. And yeah, so really enjoying this so far, and I've been really making a concerted effort to read fiction this year because I don't normally do it. And it's been really nice to, it is one of the like original forms of escapism, right? Fiction books. And it's very effective when it works for you. And so I've been also allowing myself to buy fiction books because it takes me longer to read them. Like, I started this book like a month ago, and this is as far as I've gotten because it just takes me a minute to orient myself in a fiction book. I really have to be slow with it, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's for entertainment. It can take you as long as it takes you. So I've been buying more fiction books this year so that, because most of the time when I read, I just check out books from the library, but there's a due date when you do that. And when I own it, I can take as long as I want. So yeah, this is another, maybe one of my favorites this year. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not done with it yet, but just had to mention that. So that's music and books. Let's do, I did want to show, like, there's not much to show with this, but this is a fountain pen. My very first fountain pen. I have never had one before. And I got this new journal that, like, it bends backwards, which I love. It is called a Denick, and yeah, it's pretty cheap. Like I just ordered it online, it's $12, and it's nice. It's got the, like, I don't know what you call it, but like the spine is not attached to the binding, so that's why you can sort of lay it flat or bend it backwards, which works really well for me the way I write. And here is my fountain pen nib. I have a gorgeous shade of purple. That I got several cartridges of, and I'll eventually buy like a pot. I haven't done that yet, like refilled from a pot, but as you can, I don't know if you can really see the color, but it's this gorgeous sort of like plummy purple, which is my favorite. Like it's a plummy berry purple kind of, which is my favorite shade of purple. And this is my first time having a fountain pen, so I'm enjoying it. It is, I don't have to press as hard. I feel like I have sort of the tendency to kind of grind in and press too hard, but with the fountain pen, I don't really need to do that. And I sort of love the juxtaposition of like having this sort of alien green pen with purple ink. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I don't think I'm gonna start collecting fountain pens or anything, but I would like to have one more. What I really, really want is, do I have an example of this particular color? Not really, but what I want is like a very earthy, goldish green, like sort of this color but darker. This is what I would like that as an ink color inside of a purple fountain pen. So I've got a purple pen with green ink and a green pen with purple ink. That's what I think I want one more fountain pen. And maybe that one I would like to be like a little fancier. Like this one's just kind of like, it looks like a normal pen. But if you're interested, this pen's been working great for me and it's not super expensive. If you want to try a fountain pen, I would recommend it. I mean, I don't know much about fountain pens, but it's been working fine for me. This one is a Pilot Explorer, and I got the medium, but they also have a fine. This is probably the equivalent of like, in fact, let me see if I'm right about that, because I have, most of my pens are 0.7 millimeters. So, let's see. Would you say that's the same thickness? Pretty much. Maybe the fountain pen is slightly finer, but I don't think so. I don't know. But yeah, first time trying a fountain pen and it has been fun. Like, I don't press as hard when I write with it. It does have like just, I don't know, there's like a flourish when writing with it. I feel like my handwriting looks better. Like, it's not as scratchy, and I feel like I maybe can't write quite as fast with a fountain pen, so I think that makes me write a little bit more legibly. I don't know, that might not be true, but I think it does make me write more legibly for whatever reason that it does. I think it does. So yeah, that's another favorite. And then let's end with, oh wait, I forgot. I made like a little post-it because I didn't have a visual for this particular thing. I have definitely mentioned this many times before, but I will never stop being a shill for the television show Hacks. The newest season just finished, season 4 of Hacks. It's on HBO Max. It's fucking incredible. Jean Smart, Hannah Einbinder. It's about Jean Smart's character, who is like a stand-up comedian, and she hires Hannah Einbinder to be a writer for her, and they have just like this really interesting dynamic. Like, there's 4 seasons now. If you've never seen it, try it. You'll know in the first episode if it's for you. It is definitely for me. I have rewatched those first 2 seasons like 5 times, and they're so good. They're so fucking good. I love them all. Okay, so last thing, I'm going to show you my favorite tarot deck of the year so far. This is one I've had before. I bought the mass market version. I've had both versions of the indie, and that is Desert Illuminations Tarot. I bought it, God, it must have been like February, and I've been using it nonstop since then. That's just what I'm like now. I only have like maybe 10 tarot decks now, and that's just how I've been doing the tarot life. It's just been like, I've always been sort of a serial monogamist with my tarot decks. Like, I just have like one out at a time pretty much. But I used to cycle through them like once a week or once every few days, or maybe once every 2 weeks or once a month. But like, the longer I'm using tarot, the more I will just stick with one deck. So this has been my deck ever since I bought it. And I believe it was February that I bought it. Might have been March, but I don't think so. So it's been out for like a solid like 4 or 5 months. And that's funny because I've had it before and I got rid of it. So it's weird that usually if I get a deck again after I've chosen to get rid of it, it's not for me. And I knew it wasn't for me, and that's why I got rid of it. But every once in a while there's an anomaly, and this is that anomaly, because it's just the only deck I've used for most of the year. Last year I spent most of the year using Marigold Tarot, and then as soon as I bought this, that's all I've been using. And I like not only do I like the desert vibes and the bright color. This is like the only deck I have now that has like bright colors. So, and that's specifically what I wanted when I bought it. I was like, I want a bright colored deck. And this is the one I thought of. And I was able to find it for like $17 online. So, love this 3 of Wands. So that's what I've been using all year. And of course, since I have the memory of the first 2 editions, I didn't really like the second edition, and this one's actually more like the second edition, because there was a first and a second indie edition before the mass market came out, and this one's pretty much exactly like the second edition. I like the backs better on the first edition, but you know, whatever. I've been able to sort of let that go, because this is the one I have now. It seems like, and I haven't been buying new decks for the last couple of years really, so I don't know if this is typical of US Games cardstock these days, but it's still kind of stiff and thick, but it's not as bad as it was before. It's a good, like, it's not too matte and it's not too glossy. It's a It's a good finish. For those of y'all cardstock nerds out there. It is like, it does take some hand strength to shuffle it, more than I would like, but it's breaking in. This is one of my favorites. Ugh. I missed my aliens, so I'm glad I got this one back. Yeah, so that's some of the things bringing me joy, the things keeping me alive in 2025. Number one, music, then books, then a whole other pop culture, and also, you know, tarot. Tarot's a constant for me, even though it's not an everyday thing for me anymore, but yeah, I feel like I have other stuff to say, but this video is already long enough, so I will save it. I guess I just actually have another video on the horizon, so I will be back. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know in the comments below what are the things keeping you alive in 2025.